Shimmy Miller with us right now. Always love talking hoops with Shimmy. And as the transfer portal closed yesterday, it's a time right now where we're watching and seeing how the new rosters have been reshaped. We're a number of seasons into the portal era, Shimmy. Are you getting accustomed to sort of having to track things this time of year?
No. I mean, can you ever be accustomed to all the movement, and especially the movement within our own conference? We've seen that a lot last year, and then again, it continues into this year. Some big-time players just changing jerseys but staying in the same league.
Well, we do know some of the top teams in the Big Ten making big news in the portal. Let's start off with Iowa, because one of the top transfers in the portal heading to Iowa City, that's Danny Carnegie. 5'9" guard from Georgia, averaged nearly 18 points and 5 boards last season. Carnegie was teammates with Chit Chat right at Georgia Tech a couple of seasons ago, now reunited with her in Iowa City. And we've seen some big moves from Jan Jensen so far in the portal. What do you make of her adding Carnegie?
Well, she does it again. I mean, last year she went and got Chit Chat from the South. Now she brings in Danny Carnegie. Some services have her ranked as high as the number 3 rated portal player, some as low as number 6. But what Jan Jensen is going to get is very similar to Chit Chat, like a bona fide 3-level score. She's really going to help their outside shooting, because Iowa did lose, some players this year in Taylor McCabe, particularly. So they really need to bolster that 3-point shooting, and that's what they're going to get from Danny Carnegie. She's a big-time player.
And Iowa's lost a couple of the top defenders in the Big Ten to graduation, and so it does seem that they'll have to make sure not only offensively but defensively that they're shored up. Do you feel like the lineup for the Hawkeyes will be able to be in a position to perform defensively as we've seen them the first couple of years under Jan Jensen?
Oh, I mean, they have no choice. Jan Jensen demands it. But what I loved about Jan's shift in recruiting is she's recruiting to it. Right now, as of the time of this show, Iowa only has 6 players on their roster, but I don't expect that to stay the same. Although the portal technically closed, there are still a lot of big names that are out there, and they have, through the whole summer to decide where they want to go to school. So expect Jan Jensen to not be done. She's going to bring in a couple more players from the portal to help bolster this roster.
Salient point about you, because the portal is closed, but that's just for the players to enter. We'll still see names kind of making their transaction wire news in the days and weeks to come. Some of that already taking place in Westwood, where the national champions, they've got an old friend returning to town in Alina Arnisalo. She transferred back to UCLA, had a 1-year stint at UNC with the Tar Heels, and Arnisalo averaged 10 points per game, shooting over 40% from 3. She's from Finland, one of 2 transfer commitments to Corey Close, and as a fellow guard, Donovan Hunter will join from TCU as well. So to have a player like Arnisalo coming in, we have not seen UCLA lose anyone to the portal. Now, majority of their lineup, especially the contributors, were seniors last season. But bringing in Arnisalo, what does that end up meaning for Corey Close?
I thought this was huge and very savvy on Arnisalo's part. Now, as a freshman, she was a backup to Kiki Rice. And so you would think, okay, well, as a sophomore, I'd get more playing time. Wrong, because remember, Charlize Ledger-Walker became in the fold, and then Kiki moved over to the 2. So Arnisalo was like, look, I'm not going to spend a very important sophomore year, because that's a year of great development, on the bench. So she transfers to UNC, starts, the entire season, as a phenomenal job as a double-digit scorer. And now she gets to go back home, so to speak, to UCLA, where she is going to be handed, the keys to that point guard spot. So I just thought that was a really savvy move by the junior, and I just think that Corey Close said, hey, come on in, we need you now, and she had clearly had such a great experience there as a freshman that she wanted to return.
We saw how important just the culture there in Westwood was to them winning a national championship. So a move like this, you bring in a player who already understands how Corey Close works. Do you feel like she can be a part of the leadership void that would seem to be leaving, a pretty big vacuum there with all the upperclassmen senior talent that left?
Well, as one of only two players who started every game for UNC, and it was a good North Carolina team. Remember, they beat Maryland in the second round to go to a Sweet 16. So she's coming with a great deal of confidence and experience at that point guard spot. If you're playing for Courtney Banghart, the head coach at UNC, you better be a vocal leader. And then also Corey Close actually got two more out of the portal, Anthony. They've got Bonnie Dees from Arkansas. And then, like you mentioned, London from TCU. So she's bringing in London Donovan from TCU. She's bringing in three very experienced Power Four players who all came from competitive programs. This is exactly what Corey Close needed to put around the core that's returning for her.
And Shimmy, we know that new coaches have a tendency to need to be aggressive in the portal. You know, Northwestern with a new staff coming in, Rutgers as well. Wisconsin going into their second year and having a postseason opportunity. What do you make of what some of the newer coaches in Big Ten women's basketball have been doing with transactions?
Well, I think they're doing a good job of just bringing in solid pieces to kind of help with their rebuilding process. I mean, no one wants to be on the outside looking in the Big Ten tournament. All of these coaches, including Robin, who's in her second year, they were brought to these programs to win and to win quickly. I mean, right now, people don't have patience. There's no such thing as a 4-year or 5-year rebuild anymore. So I like what the three coaches have done. I thought Wisconsin bringing in Addie Deal was huge. You bring in a couple players from Iowa who know the landscape of the league. You know what it takes. Addie Deal is going to be the focal point of the offense at Wisconsin, which she wasn't at Iowa. So that was a great pickup. I love what Gary Reedus is doing at Rutgers. He brings in the Paldo twins from Tennessee. Along with a great scoring freshman from Mississippi State. So she's going to have 3 years in his program. And then Carla Berube is off to a great start. She brought in two players, Lexi Blue from Kentucky, and then she brings in another transfer from Syracuse who didn't play a lot at their prospective schools, but I like the pedigree. I like that Power Four pedigree, playing for two NCAA tournament teams. So these are two players who are going to immediately help Carla Berube with her rebuilding process.
I know you're always passionate about those posts. There's no doubt about that, Shimmy. And there's a few individual players who've really stood out so far. And some of the major news from a commitment on Monday came in Gracie Merkle, when she committed to Minnesota after third-team All-Big Ten season at Penn State. And Merkle was fifth in the Big Ten last season in scoring, averaging over 19 points per game on 72% shooting to go along with over 8 boards. What type of impact do you think that Merkle will be able to have?
Immediate. Dawn Plitzewhite, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. And her philosophy is, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So what Dawn Plitzewhite did to great success is she played 4 around 1, and she had 2 really impactful bigs, obviously Sophie Hart, and then her backup was Tonga. And so she replicated that. She still has that core of great guards surrounding Gracie Merkle. But then she also got Taylor Thomas from Northwestern. And so I assume it'll be the same formula. Taylor Thomas will come in for Gracie Merkle. But it's obviously worked to great success for Dawn Plitzewhite. I see the vision. I see the plan. I love it. Now, remember, Gracie Merkle popped into the portal last year, committed to Maryland, and then changed her mind, went back to Penn State. So assuming that doesn't happen again, Minnesota, what they've done with Gracie Merkle and Taylor Thomas is they've basically put themselves in a position to have the same sort of success next year as they did this past season.
I know you know a lot of that lineup very well in your time, helping to get many of them to the Twin Cities. So that joy on your face is certainly well earned. But let's go to Hannah Wickstrom. Her now transferring to Purdue, getting a mid-major player from last season who had some success now with the Boilers.
Hannah Wickstrom will remind Purdue fans a lot of Abby Ellis, and everyone loved Abby Ellis. She was that dynamic Aussie guard who transferred from a mid-major in California. Does this sound familiar to anyone? And again, like Dawn Plitzowite, Katie Gerald's is like, hey, if it's not broke, don't fix it. She knows the type of players that she wants to coach, and Hannah Wickstrom is that player. Not only does she get it done on the offensive end, but like Abby Ellis, she's really quick on the ball defense and in the passing lane. She's averaging almost 3 steals a game. She's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
And Nunu Agara, a player who's now going to join up with Brenda Fries and the Terps. And we know Brenda, because of injury, she had a young lineup down the stretch last season. What do you see Agara adding for Maryland?
Oh my goodness. Every year, Brenda Fries knocks it out of the park with the portal, and she did a great job with Nunu. Nunu had a phenomenal first couple seasons at Stanford. When I say she's an athlete, Anthony, I mean she is an athlete. We recruited Nunu heavily when we were at Minnesota. Didn't get her, obviously, went to Stanford, but she's a winner. She's a competitor, really athletic, really dynamic. She's going to fit in great with Brenda Fries' system.
Cannot wait to see how that plays out on the court with all the success and the depth of success in the Big Ten and the NCAA tournament. We will continue to pick the big basketball brain of Shimmy Miller moving forward.